How you doing? Come on in. The Come On In Sports Network invites you to join us for the 9th annual Kelly Mills Fundamentals of Football Camp. This year's camp will be Saturday, June 29th at 9 a.m. at Harrell Playground in New Orleans, Louisiana. Donations are welcome, and if you would like to be a guest speaker, please contact the legendary Coach Rock at 504-417-2529. See you then.
The Come On In Sports Network.
How you doing? Come on in. I'm Dolph Jackson. This is Come On In NFL Flash Report, the LA Rams. Hope everybody's having a great Friday. Well, family, let's get to it. Last year, the LA Rams would finish their season in the wild card round of the NFC playoffs. But unfortunately, the Rams were not able to prevail as they will fall in the wild card round. Last season, the Rams finished 10-7, making the postseason. This season, the Rams will be looking to improve on that mark. But Vegas is not thinking that way. Right now, the win total odds for the NFC West stand as follows. The 49ers are the favorites at 11.5 wins this season. The Rams are second with 8.5, and the Seahawks are third with 7.5. This upcoming season, the Rams will face the 7th toughest schedule in the NFL based off their opponent's projected win total this year. At home last season, the Rams were 5-3. On the road, they went 5-4. The Rams were 8-4 inside the NFC, and they were 5-1 in the NFC West. The Rams secured only one win in day games last season. They only had two. They were 1-1. While victorious in 9 contests at night, going 9-6. This upcoming season, the Rams will have 10 games against teams with winning records from last year. 3 of those teams won 12 or more games, and only 3 of them had 5 or fewer last season. So the question is, are the Rams in a position now this season to overtake the San Francisco 49ers? Well, if you look at the Rams, when we study the Rams, we know they are led by one of the best head coaches and offensive minds in the game in Sean McVay. They have an all-pro quarterback, Super Bowl winning quarterback, and Matthew Stafford. And they even strengthened their quarterback room in the offseason by signing Jimmy Garoppolo to back up Matthew Stafford. So now in that quarterback room, you have 2 quarterbacks who have started NFC championship games, who have won NFC championship games, who have been starting quarterbacks in the Super Bowl. One, Stafford, is a Super Bowl champion. The other, Garoppolo, was an overthrow away from perhaps also being a Super Bowl champion. It's going to be hard for the Rams this upcoming season, I think, to usurp the San Francisco 49ers. Not impossible, but a lot of things are going to have to go right. But when you have the foundation and the leadership like the Rams have and Coach McVay, I, for one, would not be counting out the LA Rams. We'll be right back, family. Welcome, all sports fans. I'm Dolph Jackson, one of the hosts of the Come On In Sports Network, a brand new sports network catered to sports heads like yourselves. Here on the Come On In Sports Network, we'll be covering the latest topics and current sporting news from around the world, such as baseball, football, basketball, and more. So sit back, relax, put your feet up, and come on in. Welcome back, family. The young man you see on my screen last year came out of nowhere. He was a 5th-round pick, number 177 in the 2023 NFL Draft. All this young man did was catch 105 passes for over 1,400 yards and 5 touchdowns. Maybe 6. I believe it was 6. But Puka Nacua, or as the host of As the NFL Turns, Mr. Carlos Clayton would say, Puka, 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 Puka. That's right, Puka Nacua, one of the bright stars, not only of the LA Rams, but of the National Football League last year. And a young man that had fantasy lovers all around the country and the world arguing, fighting, trying to get him added to their team. Well, this year you can be sure he will be one of the top wide receivers off the board when it comes to fantasy football. But speaking of Puka Nacua and the LA Rams, courtesy of Rams Wire USA, we're going to take a look at an article that is written by Mr. Brock Vieira, which has the Rams ranking, wide receiver ranking, coming into the 2024 NFL season. And it reads, the Rams' dangerous pass catchers put together such a successful 2023 that Pro Football Focus ranked the team's wide receiver room as the 8th best in the NFL. Heading into the 2024 season, this is especially exciting since the Rams' wide receiver room is made up of returning starters and rookies. High praise was given based on the production of Puka Nacua and the career of Cooper Kupp. However, the Rams' receiving core is much deeper than that. Puka Nacua's emergence vaults the Rams into the top 10, if nothing else because of how effective and productive both he and Cooper Kupp have proven to be when healthy. Nacua was a record setter last season, and Kupp won the receiving Triple Crown the last time he was fully healthy. The team's receiving grades outside of them are low, but those two are good enough to carry the unit. Kupp, the 2021 NFL Offensive Player of the Year and NFL's last Triple Crown winner, should be entering the season fully healthy. Something that hasn't happened since his record-setting year. Nacua shattered multiple NFL rookie records, including Bill Groman's single-season yardage record that he had had since 1960. So Puka Nacua, a 5th-round pick, number 177, comes in and shatters an NFL rookie record that has stood since 1960. That's before a lot of us was born. Establishing himself as a second-team All-Pro in just 1 year, Nacua may be on pace to put up league-leading numbers in his sophomore effort. DeMarcus Robinson is back, year 2 with Los Angeles, and could be a career year as the former Kansas City Chief had a breakout second half of last season, coming up big in the Rams playoff push. Tutu Atwell remains a wild card. He had a successful start in 2023 with a 6-reception, 119-yard performance in the season opener, but inconsistent play will lead to his benching. He's had an injury-riddled career so far, but perhaps a new role may bring new opportunities. Jordan Whittington could be the team's next emerging star. Excelling as a slot receiver at the University of Texas, he's a perfect fit for this offense. With this much firepower in a Sean McVay offense, the possibilities are endless, and Pro Football Focus seems to agree, and I would too. We know what you have in Cooper Kupp. And last year, to get a all-pro receiver in the 5th round, to go with the diabolical offensive mind of Sean McVay, Matthew Stafford pulling the trigger, to me, a future Hall of Famer. The Rams would definitely be a team to be dealt with, not only in the NFC West, but the NFC. But there's one big question that the Rams and Coach McVay are going to have to answer. How do you replace a legend, one of the greatest ever to do it, in Aaron Donald? We'll talk about it when we come back. Welcome all sports fans. I'm Dolph Jackson, one of the hosts of the Come On In Sports Network, a brand new sports network catered to sports heads like yourselves. Here on the Come On In Sports Network, we'll be covering the latest topics and current sporting news from around the world, such as baseball, football, basketball, and more. So sit back, relax, put your feet up, and come on in. All right, family, welcome back. I'm Dolph Jackson, and this is Come On In NFL Flash Report. LA Rams. As we said when we were break, there is no more Aaron Donald. So who will emerge as the leader of the defense? Well, one candidate you see right here on your screen. Can Ernest Jones become the face of and leader of the Rams defense in 2024? We're going to take a look at another article here, courtesy again of Rams Wire USA. This article was written by Mr. Cameron De Silva, and it reads, Ernest Jones deserves more respect as one of the top linebackers in the NFL. And I agree. I didn't watch much Rams football, but when I did, besides looking at the great Aaron Donald, someone kept popping on the tape. And it was this young man here, Ernest Jones. Let's take a look at the article. Throughout his 3-year career, Ernest Jones has played on the same defense as stars such as Aaron Donald, Bobby Wagner, and even Von Miller. It's been hard for him to stand out as a star in his own right, but that could change in 2024 now that he's established himself as one of the team's most important players. Jones was excellent last season, his first year as the middle linebacker for the Rams. He played 15 games, had a career-high 145 tackles, 4.5 sacks. Though there's room for him to improve in coverage, he's already become one of the better linebackers in football. First year with the Rams, over 140 tackles, 4.5 sacks. He's just not getting the respect he deserves. Pro Football Focus ranked every linebacker unit in the NFL, and the Rams were buried at number 25 on the list. Now, these rankings include backups and not just individual starters, but Jones should still be viewed more highly than he is right now. And here's what they said about Jones. He garnered an impressive 86.2 run defense grade from PFF, for whatever that's worth, in 2023 to rank tied for 7th at the position. But he earned a 60 plus in pass coverage. So he still has room to grow. As he was saying, his pass coverage. But listen, we know he's an aggressive linebacker, very instinctive, sideline to sideline. He's an every down linebacker. He's not a linebacker you really have to take off the field. And as the season went on, he did improve in his coverage. Last season, Jones was the 11th highest graded linebacker in the league. His run defense grade of 86.2 put him 6th at his position, while his pass rush grade of 83.1 was also 6th among all inside linebackers. His 37 total pressures were 7 more than any other qualified linebacker. The problem is Jones had a coverage grade of 57.5, which weighed down his overall grade. His 75% completion rate allowed was the 14 loads at his position, and though he didn't have an interception, he also didn't allow a touchdown catch in coverage. Okay? He did not allow a touchdown catch in coverage, pass coverage last year. So, listen, we know teams, no doubt, and when they looked at the Rams defense and that linebacker coach, the way that they wanted to attack Ernest Jones would be through there. Get him matched up on your running back, try to match him up on a slot receiver. But listen, his grades weren't high, but they weren't the worst in the National Football League. And most importantly, he did not give up a touchdown. He did not give up a touchdown. So that tells you right there, there's something there. Of course, there's room for growth. But for his grade to be this low and still not allow a touchdown last season, I think that's very impressive. There are some truly great linebackers in the NFL right now, including Fred Warner, Demario Davis, and Bobby Wagner. But very soon, Jones could be in that group as a top flight defender. In a contract year, now is the time for him to break out and become a star. If he has another season matching or surpassing what he had last season, he's going to be one of the highest sorted free agents, no matter what position in the NFL next season. Well, family, that's going to do it today for your Come On In NFL Flash Report, LA Rams. I'm Dolph Jackson, one of the hosts here at the Come On In Sports Network, reminding you to hit that like bell, to subscribe, put on your notification bell, and come on in, join the family. Here, the Come On In Sports Network is home to Real Fan Sports, which is hosted by Zach and Nonfiction. Also, home to Uneducated Sports Talk, hosted by Mr. Carlos Clayton and his co-host, PJ. And the Keeping It Real Who That Sports Podcast, hosted by the legendary Coach Rock and yours truly, Dolph Jackson. It's Friday, family. Have a good Friday. Have a great weekend. The fold is next week. Stay safe. Love one another. And again, set those notification bells for the next Flash Report. This has been Come On In NFL. And I'm your host, Dolph Jackson. Until we meet again, family, take care. How you doing? Come on in. The Come On In Sports Network invites you to join us for the 9th annual Kelly Mills Fundamentals of Football Camp. This year's camp will be Saturday, June 29th at 9 a.m. at Harrell Playground in New Orleans, Louisiana. Donations are welcome, and if you would like to be a guest speaker, please contact the legendary Coach Rock at 504-417-2529. See you then.
The Combine Sports Network.